And then sitting in this seat will be Hall of Famer Ralph Levy as we head to the final round of MTG Red Zone.
Hello my friends and welcome to live coverage of GP Bologna, continuing in round number 14, the very last round of the Swiss pairings. My name's Riley Knight. I'm joined by the French Hall of Famer and national Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, Raphael Levy. Raph, it's great to have you along as we conclude our tour of Dominaria Limited in the Swiss portion here. And as Rich just mentioned, as in his brief overview of the way the standings have worked out, Ralph, we talked a lot about the draws sort of throwing a few spanners in the works here, but it's ended up being super, super clean.
Tell me.
We have, but essentially, we have on table one a situation where the Finnish team of Eloranta, Hooker, and Quizma, they're in no matter what.
Okay.
And we're on our screen now, Panagiotis Papadopoulos, Alexa Telerov, Stepan Susic versus Matthew Fox, Fabrizio Anteri, and Peter Ward. This is a straight-up winning in.
Winning in, okay.
Straight-up winning in. And on the back table, we'll be checking in a bit later on with Bjornrud Nordal versus Rutar Dola Detchenik. I'm so sorry for butchering those names. And that is also a straight-up winning in. So from here on out, it is winning in magic all the way down. And we're going to get underway right now with a skittering surveyor from Fabrizio Anteri. So again, the winner of this match, the team that takes home this match, will be in the top four. And later on, when we're getting involved with some time walk magic, we will have another team also winning in very, very cleanly indeed. So, Raph, it's about as clean as they come. We had a lot of draws early on. We had almost 25% of the top tables here at GP Bologna actually have picked up a draw at some point throughout the tournament. We thought that was going to end up with a whole lot of headaches and messy situations with the tiebreakers, but it's not the case. And now we've just had it confirmed that Table 1 have ID'd. So they, Eloranta, Hooker, and Quizma, congratulations to them. The top seeds almost certainly as they head into the top four. In any case, they've made the top four no matter what. Pinto, Miani, and Sajad also guaranteed to be in the top four. So now it's just down to these two matches that we're going to watch right here, right now.
So Dark Bargain played on the right side from Fabrizio Anteri. It's a card we haven't seen too much in the feature match, but it's a good way to draw extra cards at common.
I think it's really good, and I don't know why it's not being played more.
I like it. It just costs 4, and the curve at 4 is already stacked with good cards.
I suppose that is a knock against it, but I mean any divination type effect in this slow grindy format really just does so much work. So Anteri draws 2, bins of planes, continuing to hit his land drops. Obviously not needing that extra mana here. Gone out of his way to make sure that mana base looking as souped up as possible. And in comes Skittering Surveyor for 1. Telerov hasn't had too much to say so far. Just the old vicious offering on the Mesa Unicorn there. And now Call the Cavalry from Fabrizio Anteri. Jumps on the phone. And he calls them up. Here we go. Blink of an eye. Gets rid of one of them at a profit. It's nice.
Call the Cavalry, visually making 1 Vigilance token.
Yeah, a single cavalry there has arrived. But it's going to struggle in the face of this Cold Water Snapper. There's good eating on one of them things, but as a 4/5 hexproof, very, very difficult to get past.
No soup turtle for turtle soup for you.
No turtle soup today. Well, the great god Om continues to romp and stomp across the battlefield here. And this creature has been, a divisive one amongst many of the professionals in the Magic community.
Which one? Sarah Angel?
No, the Cold Water Snapper. I think everyone knows that Sarah Angel is an absolute house, but I know a lot of your compatriots, Raph, are not fans of huge hexproof creatures in Limited. As in they don't like the card exists.
Well,
I'm not saying it's not...
It's worse when they're cheap and small.
Okay.
When you can...
Oh, so just hexproof in general is not a fan favorite, right?
It's okay. I think it's strong. But that's 6 mana you have.
I understand. My point is, people do not like hexproof as a mechanic, generally speaking. There are lots of people who find it a very disagreeable mechanic.
My job is to contradict you, so I'm going to go for a yes, but...
Okay. Icy Manipulator for Anteri. Another terrific card here. He's really got some powerhouse uncommons.
So Icy Manipulator is going to be able to tap the Academy Drake, so the Sarah Angel can attack for damage. However, I can see an Eviscerate.
And Telerov's not interested in that Sarah Angel getting busy, so away she goes. Icy Manipulator taps down the Academy Drake here, and it's back to Anteri now. He's playing light red splash. We saw that he had also a not only just a mountain there, but he's also playing a white-red duel. He's playing that clifftop retreat. Do we know what the red splash is for? Have we seen something like a fight with fire?
I actually I was watching his game last round, and I don't remember seeing it.
I see it. Okay. Knight of Grace here. As Anteri continues to flood the board. Obviously a fan of those knights getting it done in Dominaria Limited. Love to see some kind of knight deck make its presence known in Standard as well. History of Benalia would almost certainly be one of the most important cards in a deck like that. Keep a close eye on things moving forward as we head into the Pro Tour, of course, coming up in just about a month's time over in Richmond, in Virginia. You'll be there?
I will be playing, yeah.
I'll be there. Doesn't matter if I'll be playing or not. We don't need to get into that. Skittering Surveyor going to fetch out another land here for Telerov.
The best splash for Prix you can have would be a Kezarov, Sing of Pure Blood.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So you don't actually need the mountain, but he's playing mountain, so I suspect he's not only playing Kezarov.
Actual literal red cards.
Yeah, I suspect he plays actual red cards and not Kezarov.
In come the horsies here.
Trying to remember if I saw something.
And Telerov looking to further solidify his position here in the face of this Icy Manipulator locking down his best threat. A couple of lands in hand. I can see a legendary hanging out there as well. Is that a Raf Capashen? It is. It's got a Raf Capashen in hand there on the left-hand side of your screen. Blink of an eye as well.
Oh, it's pretty good. Bouncing the Icy Manipulator so he can play the Riff Raff.
It's not that bad.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Blink of an Eye is pretty good as well. Super, super gross art, but still pretty good. It's not Blink of an Eye. It's Blink of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squillion Eyes there. And now Raf also coming down. Coming down to party.
Blocking down Texas. The winged horsey.
So let's see what Anteri has to say about that. Absolutely stone cold nothing.
I'm pretty sure he has an Icy Manipulator.
And Raf Capashen, such a nerd that he has to carry a book around on the end of a chain.
That was an old school iPhone.
Yeah. He's got it on the end of a chain to make sure he doesn't lose it. Oh dear, very good. And here comes the Icy Manipulator once again redeployed after that Blink of an Eye. Returned it to Anteri's hand. Back to Telerov now.
Ooh.
He's got Weight of Memory in hand. But looks like a Caligo Skin Witch as well. And he's almost at a point where he can deploy both. 9 mana is a fair chunk of it. A little bit of Covenant of Minds there. Look at those 3 iconic identities from Magic's history. Caligo Skin Witch, a newer addition.
Yeah, I would play the Skin Witch here.
Looks like Telerov agrees with your assessment.
2 cards, yep.
Yep, just bin your hand, my friend. A Plains and an Eviscerate. That's a nice hit here for Telerov.
Yeah, you don't want to keep Eviscerate with only one other card. He had to play his Icy Manipulator last turn, so not that he had the choice. This game is firmly in Alexa Telerov's.
Down at the Capuchin there.
Yeah. Weight of Memory will just put another nail on the Fabrizio Anteri's coffin.
So 3 cards off the top. And Milieu, says Telerov.
Land.
And a Quende. Yep. And have you noticed what Anteri's done with his Icy Manipulator, Raf?
Oh, yeah, that's what I love that.
You love that. That's that old school tech.
I love that. putting the land by the icy manipulator.
Because he knows he's not going to use it for anything else.
Yeah.
That's how they used to kick it back in the olden days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that this
It's
weekend.
like you stick them together.
Yep.
It's only one motion with the one.
Oh, yeah. It's all about that efficiency.
Yeah. When you untap, you just leave them together.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't count. That planes doesn't count.
And this is what Anteri is doing.
Exactly, that's perfect. Oh,
He's
I
on
like
that tech. He's on that tech.
I like that.
So, flyers come in while the Academy Drake tap down. The Raf Capuchin gets in. And a Death Bloom Thallid played by Telerov here. He's going to get another turn.
Is that a Karn? I think it's a Karn.
He's drawn a Karn. Sign of Urza. Look at this.
It's one of these historic spells you don't want to play on your at the end of your opponent's turn.
No. Get that value then and there.
Yeah.
So Karn comes down. Going to immediately flip the top two. It's Island and a Cloud Reader Sphinx. So the Sphinx gets a silver counter and hangs out underneath Karn here.
It's pretty much what Karns do.
Just exile cards.
What Karn does.
Yeah.
It just draws lands.
That's how he do. Oh, yeah. If you haven't already seen, there is a one of the most terrific cosplayers that you're likely to see is here at GP Bologna, dressed as Karn. The suit is about 2 meters tall, right?
Yeah.
Towering over you. It's like an animatronic mecha suit. It's quite incredible. If you jump on Twitter, you're going to be able to find images of this incredible effort. Atlas Crafts has really knocked it out of the park here with that effort. But jump on Twitter, hashtag GP Bologna or GP Bol, and you'll be able to see that. Of course, we had Nissa cosplayers here, dressed as Captain Joyra and Liliana. So not quite living up to her name, but Nadine was still looking fantastic this weekend, as ever. I don't know how many costumes she's got now. Her suitcases must get very full. Back to Telerov. He's got this Karn online, and things are looking very good for him here.
Another huge flying creature in Alex's hand now.
So just draw that Cloud Reader Sphinx from the Karn here. Still maintaining a pretty high loyalty as well. He's smart, and he's loyal, Karn. And I know the Telerov appreciates that. Here comes the Cloud Reader Sphinx.
Karn rarely dies. In the games I've seen Karn, it just sticks around because it doesn't do enough for people to just focus on it. It's it draws a land almost every turn, and once in a while it's going to get you an actual spell. So you don't actually have to focus on it too much, but gives you just this tiny edge every turn. So the high loyalty as well. So you don't really want to waste 5, 6, or 7 damage on it.
You're investing a lot into attacking it. Yeah, that's very true.
Into just keeping your opponent from drawing an extra land this next turn.
It's a lot. It's a lot to ask.
But overall, it does the job.
Defreeze now. And a Tempest Djinn as well.
6/4 flyer.
It's not bad. A lot of basic islands hanging out for Alex Telerov here.
What is King Suleiman doing these days? You know what King Suleiman does? Pretty sure Dr. Frank can show us.
I mean, I know of the Ottoman Emperor.
Oh yeah, but it's an actual magic card.
It's an actual magic card as well.
It is.
Okay.
Would be pretty good on on that board.
All right, so we're not talking about 16th century Turkish leaders here.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there he is. They didn't really represent him as he was actually in history, because he used to wear a turban the size of, I don't know, one of those medicine balls.
Well, this is from the plane of Arabia. It's not actual Earth.
Oh dear, not actual Anatolia. No. All right. Well, very different.
He would actually be able to kill the Tempest Djinn, but this is not in the format.
Where is King Suleiman when you need him?
Exactly. That was my question. Yeah, that's me. That's it's frank representation of me right now.
Of you, yeah, that's exactly right. Here's Karn, once again activating +1, and it's going to be a syncopate that goes to hand.
That's me again.
In Bolas clutches going underneath Karn. There's just a tour de force here of all the Raphael Levy Invitational cards. I didn't realize you had so many, mate. In Bolas' clutches, a Stone Cold powerhouse, and it wouldn't be difficult to imagine Telerov here snagging that off of the car next turn, if indeed the game goes that long, because in come the team. Look at this big attack with these flyers here. And Terry's been able to buffer his life total. He does have a couple of life-linking creatures with that Danitha Capuchin. Capuchin?
I think it's Capuchin.
Capuchin. Neither Capsicum there. And now 2 loyalty counters thanks to settle the score. That is not something you see very often, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The flavor text.
The extra 2 loyalty counters on Karn.
On Karn, yeah.
They don't really matter that much.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be enough here for Anteri to pack him up and go to game number 2. A strident win here from Alex Tellerov.
Wow, that deck is sweet.
It's very good.
That deck is sweet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that'll be that for Tellerov, joining his teammate Panagiotis Papadopoulos at 1-0 against his opponent here, Matthew Foulkes. You can see on the right-hand side of your screen. Pete Warder has gone up in game number 1, however, for the British trio here. Matthew Foulkes, popular streamer on Magic Online, better known as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player 1942, of course, and he is in the middle of slamming and jamming with a in Bolus's clutches here.
On what?
I think it's a Multani.
Is it a Multani?
I think he's just nicked a Multani off of Papadopoulos there. And Foulkes playing with alacrity here. Look at him go. Icy Manipulator holding things down here for Papadopoulos.
So 6/6 Trampler is going to do some work.
Yeah, man, no joke. But that Icy Manipulator is going to be able to hold it off for now.
Yep.
Let's see what Papadopoulos can bring to bear here.
I think, is that a fiery intervention?
A fiery intervention in the hands of Matthew Foulkes.
Yeah, to take care of the Icy Manipulator.
Oh, geez, Shadow Mode. Five mana Shadow Mode, huh?
5 Shatter, yeah. Do you want more cards that like a 5 mana Shatter?
Go on.
I think Fisher was the card that did that.
Fisher?
Oh no, that was land or creature. I don't know if it destroyed the artifact.
I have no idea, Grandpa.
Fisher, that was a. It's not fishing. It's Fisher. F-I-S.
Oh, Fissure.
Fissure. Oh,
Fissure.
Land or creature. Never mind. Doesn't destroy.
Okay.
Fissure. Oh, sorry. Stephen
Leeming, our director there, asking the hard questions. How would a Fisher destroy a land? And
I never knew it was Fisher.
it is actually Fisher. You're
Fisher,
actually right. Yeah, you are right.
Oh man, these guys.
Yeah, man.
Making fun of my French accent and my French pronunciation of English names. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair at all.
It's unfair.
And one of my favorite cards in the format.
Haphazard bomb. Oh, sorry. Do you want to give it to us in French?
Haphazard bombardement.
Oh dear.
It is one of my favorite cards in the format.
Raph is a big fan of these random red enchantments. He loves a Chaos Warp. And we're going to see exactly what this card can do here. It's not the first time that Matthew Foulkes has cast it. Walk us through what this Tolstoy novel of a card does here, Raph.
In English?
Yeah.
Okay. So when Haphazard bombardment enters the battlefield, you choose 4 non-enchantment permanent. That could include a snapper, Cold Water Snapper.
Yes, it doesn't target.
It doesn't target. And at the end of your turn, you destroyed one of them at random. If 2 of them have aim counters.
At least.
So you don't destroy. There's one of them that's going to survive.
So effectively what it does is you pick 4 permanents, and over the next 3 turns,
destroy 3 of them.
3 of them will be destroyed at random.
Yep.
They can't be enchantments, and one of them will survive.
And it's especially good with bounce spells such as a Blink of an Eye.
Uh-huh.
So when there's only 1 aim counter left, you bounce the enchantment, you play it again.
Yep.
The aim counter remains, and then you have 5 permanents with aim counters on them. And so
that
you destroy.
Means that 4 of them will be destroyed over the next 4 turns.
4 of the 5 will be destroyed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Essentially, there's always 1 remaining. They never have enough. They never have quite enough ammo to destroy everything. So yes, the Haphazard bombardment.
Haphazard bombardment
is it's risen in my estimation for sure. And right now, Foulkes is certainly using it to his the best of his ability, but and a big swing with the team as well.
tapping the clutch as well.
Yep. Just to really ram the point home.
Yeah.
Don't generally have to tap an aura when you attack, but hey.
It's a legendary permanent.
Let's just get it done. Papadopoulos has seen enough, and he's going to pack them up, and they're going to go to game 3 here. Matthew Folks winning an equaliser and putting his team on the board in a way to at least equal their opponents there. So 2 games on either side of the team here. Susic and Terry, the only players not on the board just yet. And we're going to check in with Peter Ward and Stepan Susic here and see what's going on. These guys deep into game number 2 now. And Tiana, Ship's caretaker, is the latest addition to the battlefield. Peter Ward playing the classic black-green Saprolings deck here.
Yeah, his deck is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
For a black-green, there's a lot of... there's pretty much everything he needs for a black-green deck. He has Slimefoot. He has Demanding of Dominaria. He